not punching clocks.
Anything.
That's what I do for a living.
So that, Quinn ends up telling Picard, he's like, look, the reason I did this.
There's a dark force at work in Twin Peaks.
Don't tell anybody.
The Black Lodge.
Well, he's like, there's something going on. I think something's trying to destroy Starfleet. I don't know if it's coming from inside or outside. I don't know. I can't make heads or tails of it.
But I want you to be the Dumbledore of Starfleet Hogwarts.
Well, he's like, I have to know who I can trust. And Dumbledore, Picard, damn it, I can trust you. Dumblecard, I can trust you. Take over Starfleet.
Right.
Picard's like, no.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna... He puts on his dress uniform to tell him no.
Which, I mean, I wonder if...
I'm wondering if this is actually going to come back, because, like, it seems like a huge bomb.
It does.
Like, this is where you start setting up the mythology.
Well, yeah, like, I thought maybe this was the Borg, but I was told by Rob that the viewers find out about the Borg at the same time that the characters do. Like, that was previously unknown. But it is something that does get brought up, which I'm like, I do the big baby fist bump thing, because I'm like, continuity, yes! But I thought, and apparently, I mean, it says... I read like reviews of this episode where they're like, well, it was obvious that Picard and Wesley weren't going to be written off the show, so like the drama of, will they, won't they? And I was like, I mean, like, obviously I know that, but how would people know, like, in 1987?
Right. It's not fair to grade a show based on the fact that, like, 6 years of show came after it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would have been like, oh, well, obviously, I mean, come on, let's
you can't say it, can you?
I mean, let's just say Star Trek is somewhat beneath Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
His acting ability, I mean, like, this dude brings so much gravitas to the show,
table.
to his character.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that, and we talked about that. That was a huge get for Paramount.
Yeah, not that the rest of the cast is bad, but that, like, he is, like, kind of...
Like, this dude, like, shit Shakespeare.
Exactly.
And it's great.
He's like Ian McKellen level.
Yeah, and they're homies. Isn't that awesome that they're homies?
Yes,
like
that Magneto and Professor X are buddies.
That they're like, that they chill.
It is very chill that they
like
chill.
they're like, hey, let's do
fucking Macbeth.
Let's do Macbeth. Let's just do Macbeth.
Just fucking do Macbeth.
We should fucking do Macbeth. We should just fucking do it. And Patrick's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, let's
like, nah, like you're not serious. Like, dude, no, I'm fucking for real.
Is this McKellen?
Yeah, McKellen's like, no, dude, I'm for real. Let's fucking just do it,
just do it.
Let's just fucking do it.
Yeah, fuck this X-Men shit. We're gonna do Macbeth, right? Go tell Brian.
And
he gets Patrick all pumped, and he's like, we quit.
And Patrick was like, all right, dude, you're fucking crazy, but all right.
Is this them getting, like, drunk or stoned or just pumping each other up on energy drinks?
No, I like to think they're, like, having, like, tea and, like,
growing out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, at a cafe. Or maybe they're, like, at Patrick Stewart's, like, summer cottage. like in northern England.
Okay.
Right. Some places like something
very
dash
idyllic.
Dash on dash C.
Right. One scene that we didn't talk about from this episode, to steer it back to Trek, is this
has all been about Trek.
When Wesley, Picard finds Wesley in the staff briefing room.
Well, but before all this, that's at the very end.
Right.
Before all this, Wesley's doing very well with the tests.
Yes.
And in fact, there's one. I guess it's a mathematical test. I guess
he has to get the colors in the cube.
Mordog's like, I can't fucking do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it. And Wesley like, no, it's cool. Like, it encourages him. Kind of gives him
gives him the key.
Like gives
him a tip. That basically helps him.
And he's like, oh, so he gets it, and then Wesley gets it. And then they're like, Mordog, and the guy comes in, he's like, Mordog, you got the fastest time. Like, congratulations. I couldn't have done it without Wesley. He's like, it should all go to him. And Wesley's like, it's whatever. Like, we're homies. Like, and then there's a psychological test, which Wesley goes in.
He's freaked out about.
Yeah. Like, he's like, I don't want them to think I'm fucking sex nuts.
I don't want him to know what I think about Counselor Troy.
And they basically stage an attack or an explosion or something. Like, something's wrong, and Wesley, there's two guys. One is like
trapped under a pipe,
and the other is like just
cowering.
Too like shit scared to do anything.
He's shell shocked, or he's just like out of his mind, hysterical.
Yeah, and so Wesley goes in there and he's like, "What the fuck's going on? Oh my god!" And he like helps the dude who's like trapped under the pipe, who's like rendered helpless. And he's telling the other dude like, "Come on, you have to do it. I can't help both of you guys. I can only help him." And he's like, "I can't." He's like, "Then fuck you, I'm out of here." And helps and saves the guy. And then as he's getting out, like he has the dude over his shoulder or whatever.
No, he just drags him out.
Does he drag him?
Yeah, the guy's huge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Wesley can't pick him up. He's like, "Help me."
Well, I thought like he just kind of like he didn't like put him
Fireman's
on his
carry.
Yeah, like he was like the guy had his like arm over Wesley.
Maybe he did.
But no, I think he did just drag him out. Yeah. Well, as he does that, the guy rendering the test is like, "Well played, Master Crusher," and he's like, "What?" He's like, "It was all a test. That was your psych exam, bro." Shyamalan.
Right. Well, he wanted to see if...
well, because apparently these tests are all about, like, your greatest fear.
Right, and whether you can face it or not. And Wesley's is apparently having to make the same choice that Picard made that...
Killed his dad.
Killed his dad, essentially, because he had to choose one person. You have two people, but you can only help one.
Yeah. And he was afraid that he couldn't make that choice, and he did.
Without even thinking about it.
What was awesome, though, is... The guy he saved, like, gives him a smile and, like, walks off. The guy who he lets die comes out and, like, mean mugs him for a second before, like, leaving, like, a little dick. But when it turns out, and when everything is said and done, they let Mordok, the harmonica bong dude, into Starfleet, so everyone either has to take it next year,
right.
if they want to get accepted.
It's fucked up. Like, all four of them should have been drummed right in. Well, maybe not the Vulcan. I don't know about her. But the other three... I mean...
Well,
Wesley's a little young.
I think you're looking at it more like the military, and it's more like a university. Like, they can't just let anyone who's like qualified in.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. And Wesley's a little young, too, as the Vulcan points out in one of her 3 lines.
Yes. But yeah, then the last scene... Wesley's in the briefing room when Picard finds him.
And he's like, I put on my dress, where's your dress?
He's like, "I'm not going to get to wear a dress this year." And Picard's like, "It's cool. First time I took it."
I didn't get to wear the dress either. Don't you tell anybody. I will slit your throat.
That's how it ends. With Picard threatening Wesley's life. That's how it should end.
Yeah, well,
and every episode should
right. End. Well, it's like Homer choking Bart. It's never really child abuse because there's nothing malevolent about it. It's
just the act of a crazy man
who's constantly being outwitted by his son.
Our next episode is Heart of Glory,
which is a badass title.
Pretty badass.
It should be like a Bon Jovi power ballad.
It has a line. Well, we'll get to it. So the Enterprise makes its way to the neutral zone because there's a space freighter called the Talarian.
Yep.
And it's sent a distress signal. And they find it, but it looks completely abandoned. It's just floating in space.
Yep.
They do pick up 3 life forms aboard, though. Like the computer, they sense it like, oh, with like Jedis now. The computer picks up 3 life forms aboard.
They don't need Jedi. They have computers.
Like, fuck your Jedi. Fuck a Jedi. I got a computer. So they send Riker and LaForge and Data to investigate and possibly rescue these fools.
On the shuttle ride over, Data suggests a new nickname for the trio, the 3 Amigos. And is shot down.
No, I don't like that idea.
Yeah.
The bridge is this really cool moment.
It's
a very cool moment. It's a really cool moment where they're able to, quote, see through Geordi's, quote, eyes.
Yeah, and Picard's, like, fucking fascinated by it.
Yeah, like, they have a really neat moment where, where...
He's like, is this what you see?
Where Geordi's, like, explaining how it works and how he filters out all the craziness he sees. Like, he's like...
The world's too big, Mom.
Yeah. And Picard's like, the world's too big, Mom. And Geordi's like, well, how do you, like, when there's a noisy room, how do you listen to just one voice? Picard's like, and he walks out and hugs Geordi and becomes Superman.
It's a touching, moving story.
What was the point of that? Like, that had no point whatsoever.
Well, the point of that was so that they could set up Zod getting freaked out.
Like, that was
for a second.
And Superman to be like, Fucking sucks, don't it?
Like, you think in the scene, like, oh, they're setting up a character moment for him later.
Yeah,
but no, they're setting up a lousy plot point
like,
that has very little bearing.
Where,
on
like,
the
his
whole
mom
plot.
is, like, his center. Like,
right.
Or he's, like, where she, like, when everything seems to be too much, his mom, like, he is, his mommy can always bring him back.
And they pretty much ignore the character for the rest of the movie,
Yeah.
except for a couple of lines. And even those lines don't really have any emotional impact. It's just, she is a piece on the board that he has to protect.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fucking that movie, man.
Oh, it's so heartbreaking. Anyway, Star Trek, though, is not heartbreaking.
This episode was awesome.
Yeah. We get a Worf episode, man.
So they continue to investigate, and it seems like the whole ship is about to go kerplunk.
Yep.
Find 3 Klingons just chilling out. Well, 2 of them are chilling out. One is dying. All 6 of them make a harrowing escape off the ship, despite Tasha nearly screwing up the transport. I hope she gets hers.
I hope something really bad happens to her for this.
So the Klingons are Chorus, Conmel, and Kunavas. That's the one who's dying. They claim that they were attacked by dirty Ferengis, but some of the details are sketchy. And much like Picard, I found myself being very skeptical of these fools.
Stroking your beard.
I mean, obviously, like...
Right, like, I don't know about this. This seems like the setup for a larger story that might take more than 10 minutes to solve.
Worf shows Chorus and Conmel to the room, and they immediately start throwing shade on him for, like, hanging out with humans, saying he sucks and stuff. They're interrupted by their dead friend who's dead.
Right.
Chorus opens up the dude's eyelids, like, before he dies, like he's trying to look into a soul or something. And then all the Klingons start, like, growling and then screaming.
Even Worf joins in.
Yeah.
They look to the heavens.
Although he joins in last, which it makes me think, like, he was just like, that's what the Klingons are doing, I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a conscious choice or not, or maybe it was instinctual, I don't know. But,
I thought it was instinctive, but maybe you're right.
And apparently they do that to warn the dead that a total badass is about to show up. That's what Data says. Anyway.
Awesome. I want that to be done at my funeral.
Like,
right as I die.
Right as you die. It's like, heaven, fucking bust
Lock your doors!
Lock up your daughters! Get the condoms out, you're gonna catch something because here comes Sean!
Get the dong bags out.
So Chorus then tells Dr. Crusher they can do whatever with the body, I don't care. Which I was like, weird.
They're like, it's a shell, treat it as such.
They go through this whole like process like pre-death and like right after death, but as far as the body, like throw it in a mass grave.
Yeah.
Then Worf reveals his origin story. As if this were a comic book, it would be like it would have like a big like
a thought bubble.
Well, not a thought bubble, but like one of those like star or Worf's origin story.
Oh yeah. Brought to you by Smiling Stan Lee and Jolly Jack Kirby.
Romulans attacked the outpost he was at, and this is when he was really young.
He was a lad.
Very young, before the age of inclusion, which they don't explain.
But I'm sure it's a rite of passage. It's where the Klingons join the society as adults.
I'm sure that's what it is, but I don't know, shit like that, I dig it when they don't explain it. Like, that's just something. And, like...
That's something the original Star Wars did very well.
Yeah.
They're like, Clone Wars? Fuck it, we're not going to say another word about it for 20
I met that dude during Clone Wars. They're like, what the fuck is
that?
Is
a Clone War?
Holy shit, it sounds awesome! And then we found out, like, it wasn't that awesome. No wonder you guys just kind of
You didn't even meet
over.
During the Clone Wars.
You little liar. You are a liar.
Maybe he's going senile. Let's give Obi-Wan some slack. But yeah, I like that too, actually.
Because I mean, it creates the
sense of a larger world.
Yeah, exactly.
It's world building.
So, anyways, everyone died. Everyone was killed except for him. A human Starfleet bro adopted him.
Right.
That's Worf's. That's why he's hanging out with humans.
He was raised by humans.
Chorus and Conmel tell Worf to stop putting up the front. Start acting like a real Klingon, acting all hard and being a warrior and eating juicy meats and shit.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
And they're like, look, like we'll level with you. We freighter jacked the Talarian, and we blew up the people chasing us. Fellow Klingons. Klingon snap. What? Worf is kind of pissed off at this. Like, why would you do that? So at that point, another Klingon ship rolls up, and Canera, the commander of that ship,
Right.
is all like, "Course is a criminal."